I've returned back to a site that I visited earlier this year, but on a totally different kind of day to today. I'm back at Lowdham. I'm after a caterpillar again. This is a lovely old church here at Lowdham, and the churchyard itself is equally as nice. There's a newer cemetery just at the top there, and that's maintained in the typical modern cemetery method, and quite rightly so. But it's the older part of the churchyard. I think they've got the balance of the management about right. There's a strong argument, a two-sided argument really, from those who want everything cut and maintained to perfection, to those that would rather it be left to go more unkempt, maybe with a mowed path winding its way through the churchyard. I'm certainly of the latter, with or without a path. I think there's something poetically beautiful about people returning to the earth, and the earth giving back to those that still walk the churchyard today. There's nothing here today, but a couple of months ago, when Nick and Samantha Brownlee visited Lowdham Church, they discovered a number of caterpillars, and the caterpillars were of the Scarlet Tiger moth, a moth which has recently colonised Nottinghamshire and has moved upwards through the UK at some considerable rate. It's now probably common at most people's light traps during the course of the year, and indeed I think I had 6 or 7 adults to light one night at Besthorpe. But when I came down here the next day after Nick and Sam's visit, I was astounded to find around 20 caterpillars, all resting at various heights, but mostly up to around about 2 feet, 3 feet off the ground on the walls of Lowdham Church here. Most were on the shaded northern side, and I've come back to have a look for them. There's a few on gravestones. I've come back to see if they're as easy to find today as they were back in February, I think it was. It certainly seems a long time ago. Well, I can tell you that the caterpillars are ridiculously easy to find. They've all left the walls of the church, and those that were on the walls of the church would have had a considerable distance as the caterpillar walks to find its nearest food. Those that overwintered on or very close to the gravestones, like this one here, had less of a journey to find food, because on this headstone here there are 2 almost full-grown Scarlet Tiger caterpillars, and another 2 on the green alkanet growing at the base of the headstone, and there's another one just a couple of feet away on common stinging nettle. Surprisingly easy to find, and a species which I never thought would be easy to find in the larval stage at all, or indeed ever, in Nottinghamshire. And yet here it is. Well, it's a super species and a fabulous caterpillar. The moth is absolutely beautiful, as you'll have seen by the photo that I'll have put in. And the caterpillars, once they're full grown, they are very similar to the smaller version that we saw earlier on this year, but their growth has made them more than double the size, and they're very attractively marked. Overall, they're a lovely sort of velvet black, and then marked with spots of white and various markings of yellow down the sides and dorsally along the top of the caterpillar. In some ways they can be remindful of an invalid butterfly's caterpillar. But what a thing, eh? And on this green alkanet, along with this one that we're looking at now, there are another 2 caterpillars, and then there are 2 on the headstone itself, which have obviously been feeding on the green alkanet and go up and rest on the headstone. It's been nice just to come back and see if I could find the caterpillars of the Scarlet Tiger moth, and indeed I could, and very easily too. Beautiful caterpillar of a beautiful moth, and very much a welcome addition to the Nottinghamshire list those few years ago. And now it's yet another one of those species that turns up and has become common very quickly. Long may that continue in the case of the Scarlet Tiger.